Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Sarasota. My name is Kathleen Frankert, and I'm a licensed spiritual practitioner here at the center. We're so pleased that you're joining us today. And I greet you this morning with Namaste. Namaste is the Sanskrit greeting that means the divinity in me recognizes and honors the divinity in you. Let's begin as we do every week by reciting our community declaration. The words from our website can now be seen on your screen. I invite you to join your voice with mine as we read the declaration aloud. We are a spiritual center that honors all paths to God. Ours is a positive message inspiring our possibilities and offering spiritual tools for transforming our lives and helping to make the world a better place. Here we can find peace of mind, belonging to a spiritual home, and a personal relationship with the God of our understanding. We are here to discover what we already know. And now, as we move into our time of prayer and meditation, I invite you to just settle in. Give yourself this gift of relaxing into the spaciousness of the divine. Nothing to do, nowhere to go. Just allow this stillness to quiet your thoughts. Close your eyes or soften your focus as we turn within. Listen and center yourself in the beautiful words of the chant by Karen Drucker. In the stillness.
In the stillness of this moment, there is peace, there is peace. In the stillness of this moment, there is peace, there is peace, and I rest and trust and breathe and know that in the stillness of this moment there is peace. In the stillness of this moment there is love, there is love. In the stillness of this moment there is love, there is love, and I rest and trust and breathe and know that in the stillness of this moment there is love. In the stillness of this moment I feel love, I feel love. In the stillness of this moment I feel love, I feel love, and I rest and trust and breathe and know that in the stillness of this moment I feel love. In the stillness of this moment I am peace, I am peace. In the stillness of this moment I am peace, I am peace, and I rest and trust and breathe and know that In the stillness of this moment, I am peace. I am love. I am peace. I am love.
Let us now know together that we are joined in the stillness with that one eternal, perfect power and presence that is the creative force in all of life. As its creation, I am always unified with it, as are each one who are listening to these words, everyone, everywhere. Like threads in a beautiful tapestry, each one is part of an exquisite whole that is the oneness of God, nature, spirit, by whatever name. How comforting it is to know that no matter what the circumstance or appearance of life, this oasis of stillness, as close as our breath, is a place to experience the peace and love of the One. And sometimes in life, that is all we really need, just a place to rest and know and trust that the infinite supply of God is peace and love, and we need do nothing to earn it, for it is already our divine inheritance as God's creation. In peace, we experience release of upset or worry, choosing the serenity and calm of peace that comforts all. In love, we experience release of fear or imbalance, choosing the benevolence and care of love that heals all. How blessed we are to choose, right here, right now, to recognize and fully accept the perfect support of God as peace and love. And so with abiding faith and deep gratitude, I recognize for each one these words are creative, bringing about a greater awareness and acceptance of peace and love in this and every moment. I let go, I let God, and so it is. Today, our spiritual director, Reverend Karen Wolfson, is with us. The title of her talk is Change, No Dead Ends. But first, we're going to be blessed with the amazing talents and some wonderful music inspiration from Bob Teesdale, joined by our soloist today, Jay Poindexter. Jay will be singing a Bob Teesdale original composition called Rise Up. Welcome, Jane and Bob.
It's been a long night, lost in my slumber, drifting from dream to dream. In the cold dark, sometimes I wondered if I'd ever see the sunshine again. But I know the world keeps on turning, and though it's dark here from my point of view, somewhere the sun keeps on burning, and it won't be long till I'm back around and feel it shining bright and true, and it's telling me, rise up, child of God. You know the sun is shining for you. Rise up, child of God. Let your light come shining through. Sometimes we face stormy weather, and sometimes the sky's clear and blue, and nothing ever lasts forever. And sometimes that's the good news. You can't stop, the wheels are in motion. The seasons, they come and they go, and just like the tides of the ocean, when you're down and low, the winds will blow and lift you high again once more, and they're calling you, rise up, child of God. You know the sun is shining for you. Yes, it is now. Rise up, child of God. Let your light come shining through. There's only one thing you know you can count on in this world of confusion and change. It's the one thing that you have control of, that you have the power to arrange. It's the light that's burning inside you, and it's the love, constant and true. And it's time you turned on the power, 'cause a better life is waiting here. It's coming here through me and you. Rise up, child of God. You know the sun is shining for you. I want to tell you now, rise up, oh child of God. Let your light come shining. Let your light, oh, let your light shine on through. Let your light shine on through. Let it shine, let it shine. Let your light come shining. Let it shine on through. Let it shine, let it shine on through. Let it shine on through. Let your light come shining, shine on through. Let your light come shining, shining on through. Let your light come shine.
Whoa, thank you, Jay and Bob, for inviting us to rise up. By the way, everyone, this song is another original written by our own Bob Teesdale. Aren't we blessed? Can you relate to some of these words from the song? It said, "In the cold dark, sometimes I wondered if I'd ever see the sunshine again. But I know somewhere the sun keeps on, and it won't be long till I feel its light shining down on me." What a great lead-in for my message today. But first, let's check in. Hi, everyone. You have been in my thoughts this week, as you are every week. I feel our connection, and it's so good to know you're out there. And what really helps is your emails, especially your photos, when you send photos or even videos of your children, grandchildren, gardening, cooking, pets, you name it. Keep them coming. I love hearing from you, even just a short note about how you're doing. And here is some great news for you. We'll be having our second coffee and chat next Sunday, October 4th at 11 a.m. The last one we had, which was the first, and it was an experiment, and it turned out to be so successful. We had such a good time. It was relaxed, it was informal, it was an opportunity for us to see one another and to get acquainted and to share what's going on in our lives and talk a little bit about what we're looking forward to. So there will be more information about chat and coffee, or coffee and chat, at the end of this program, so watch for it. And if you're watching us on Facebook Live, we enjoy your letting us know where you are and your comments. And to you, our financial contributors, thank you so much. You are a vital part, a necessary part of the team that makes it possible for us to share our message, our caring, our connection, as we're doing this Sunday and every Sunday, and also during the week. And thank you all for joining with us today. You know, as I think of you during the week, I always envision you as vibrantly healthy and abundantly supported in every way. Well, it is almost October. Change of seasons, subtle in Florida, but very dramatic in other parts of the country. And this seasonal change brings me to thinking about the process of change in our lives. I talked about change last Sunday, realizing the uppermost question in our minds is, what's next? What is next? Well, today I'm going to take that a bit further. As you know, since mid-March, our experience has been constant change. And during these past several months, amidst all the uncertainty and the unexpecteds and the unknowns of this pandemic, have you ever felt as though everything is at a dead end? And on top of that, maybe you're also grappling with a situation in your personal life where you feel as though you're at a dead end. I mean, who hasn't experienced at least one dead end along life's path? Let's just say that being at a dead end is code for I'm all out of options, I have no choice, there's nothing more I can do, there's nowhere to go, I'm all out of resources, I'm at the end of my rope, you know. And when that happens, we're enveloped in feelings of despair and hopelessness. Have you ever felt like that? I certainly have, many, many times. And what I'm going to share with you today, I have found has helped me so much in those times. So today, part 2 of my 2-part series on change is titled, No Dead Ends. That's right, no dead ends. Because in truth, there are no dead ends. Only opportunities for change. And if you think about it, you realize that every ending ultimately leads to a beginning, and every beginning leads to an ending, and the cycle goes. There's a beautiful piece of Sufi wisdom that says, when the heart weeps for what it has lost, the spirit laughs for what it has found. So, what can we do when it seems there's just no way out? Well, you know me, I'm usually here to give you 3 takeaways. And today I'm going to do just that. 3 powerful truths to inform us all of what to do when facing a dead end. And these happen to be found in a Bible story in the Old Testament. And I love the messages in the Bible. They're not literal. The stories are metaphors, they're allegories meant to make a point. And the biblical themes are not original. They're recurring themes that date back to ancient mythology. But the point is, every story is a story of some human life experience that we have. So here's the story, very briefly. The Jewish people, the Israelites, thousands of them, had been captive as slaves living in Egypt for generations. And at the time of this story, Pharaoh was the king of Egypt. And despite God's command that he set them free, Pharaoh defiantly refused, despite the consequences, and they were severe. God sent plague after terrifying, destructive plague to Egypt. Disease and famine and destruction of animals and plant life and so much more. And with each plague, seeing all the suffering in the land, the king would momentarily, finally promise to free the Jews. But then he would change his mind and renege. Well, finally, when the worst plague of all came, it was the threat that the firstborn son of every Egyptian family would be killed. King Pharaoh relented, and he decided that he'd best let them go. So he very begrudgingly told their leader Moses, "I'm setting your people free, but go now, go quickly, before I change my mind." And with that, God commanded Moses to lead them out of Egypt and to the promised land of Canaan. And by the way, listen to this. The story goes on to say, "And the Lord went before them by day in a pillar of a cloud to give them shade, and by night in a pillar of fire to give them light." Isn't that gorgeous? They were not alone. They were free at last, and let the good times roll. Or so they thought. In the cold light of the next day, the king changed his mind. "What was I thinking? These slaves are a huge resource for our land. We need them." Yep, changed his mind. And went ahead and assembled a huge army of armed soldiers in chariots and on horseback, and they set off in hot pursuit of these Israelites to capture them once again. And it wasn't long before the fleeing Israelites heard and saw the army bearing down on them, and they were terrified. So they started in on Moses. "Moses, what? Is this all you've got? You brought us out here into the wilderness just to die? Truth be told, we would have been better off back in Egypt as slaves. At least we had homes and food. But this? What were you thinking?" Of course, they forgot how perfectly they had been provided for by their God, the cloud and the fire. Don't we do that? In difficult times, we have been provided for. We've had miraculous coincidences. We've been taken care of. But when at a dead end, when in crisis, we forget all of that, and we panic. And we think we're all alone and on our own. Now, to make matters apparently worse, at this point, Moses' GPS had brought them smack dab to the shore of the huge Red Sea. And on either side of that were mountains, and you know who was bearing down behind them. They were hemmed in. You talk about a dead end. And Moses had been trying his best. And now, probably at his wit's end because of all the whining and the complaining and the wailing and utter despair, in his best Charlton Heston booming voice, he said, "Stop. Listen." Got their attention. And he continued, and he told them in no uncertain terms, "I have 3 things that you must do." And by the way, none of these involved magically obliterating the army that was bearing down on them. But the 3 things were, stand still, fear not, and watch the Lord see you through. And he added, the Lord shall fight for you, and you will hold your peace. In other words, God will do the heavy lifting here. Stand still, fear not, watch the Lord see you through. And then, to their amazement, God created a sort of a camouflage by moving that cloud that had been giving them shade and positioning it between them and the oncoming army. And at night, God moved the fire that had been there to give them light and moved it and positioned it so it was between the Israelites and the army chasing them. And the story says the Egyptian army was held off. But there's more. For the big finish, the Lord said to Moses, "Lift up your hand and stretch it out over the sea, dividing it. And the Israelites shall go on dry ground right through the midst of the sea." Voila! So Moses stretched out his hand over the sea, and sure enough, the Lord caused the sea to part by a strong wind all night long, making the sea dry land with the water as a wall on either side. Well, when they saw this path, those Israelites raced as fast as they could across that dry land to the other side. And then just as they got to the other side, the Lord let the waters come together, preventing the Egyptian soldiers from following. Stand still. When you're feeling like you are at a dead end, what's your first impulse? Probably to keep on pushing, spinning your wheels. That would be me. Stand still? What might that look like? Well, maybe as simple as just sit down and take a breath and do nothing. Be quiet. Stop complaining and whining. Stop posting your rant, your whines on Facebook. You know what I mean. Tama Keeves, one of my favorite authors, writes this. She says, "Finally I realize that I have done everything I can to change the situation, and I know it's no longer about changing my circumstances. It is about facing my inner terror. I realize that my small, fear-brained self doesn't need to make something happen. I can trust the loving universe, remembering the shifts and the wonders I've already experienced, and I realize that silence and stillness now is not avoidance or laziness. It is a catalyst for remembering my true inner strength and for remembering that the journey is about knowing perfect love walks beside me." Stand still. And that leads me to fear not. Worry not. Well, you can't not. So let's make it an and, which is actually, as Moses said, stand still, fear not, and watch the Lord see you through. So you have to replace those fears with putting your attention on something else. So let's just say, stand still, fear not, and instead of dwelling on your fears, watch the Lord see you through. You've heard me say this many times, and it's not original with me, but I love it. God makes a way where there is no way. You're not stuck at a dead end. Something is changing even if you cannot see it. Ernest Holmes, the architect of our philosophy, said, "Never insist that your good must come from a specific person, place, or thing. It makes no difference where things come from. Nothing can hinder the divine flow." And I have a bonus takeaway for you. Those dead ends we think are outside of us are actually and only inside of us. So be willing to look at that dead end and see right through it, knowing that something new is always in motion. A new perspective, coincidences, opportunities, resources. You know how that works. Again, Ernest Holmes said, "If we become confused by an appearance as real and actual as it is considered to be in human experience, how can we hope to transform it? We do that by a new level of our consciousness, which no longer depends upon the condition as it appears to be, but which reaches through the seen to the unseen and arrives at the spiritual cause of things. Or as Wayne Dyer said it very succinctly, there is a spiritual solution for every problem. So if you're feeling like you're at a dead end, stand still. Fear not and watch how life, the infinite, by whatever name, surprises you and sees you through. And you will discover that you are not at all at a dead end, but at the threshold of wonderful transformative change. And now, to bring all of this home, Bob has written a song based on the beautiful Bible passage, the 23rd Psalm. This is a passage that comforts and assures us in our darkest times, reminding us that we're not alone. It's written by David, the psalmist, and he was a shepherd. And as a shepherd, his singular job was to watch and care for his flock 24/7. So for him to say, "The Lord is my shepherd," was the ultimate in trust. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want for anything 24/7. In another part of the psalm, he says, "Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me." Notice he doesn't say the valley of death, but rather, "Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death," recognizing that shadows are not substance. Just as our beliefs and lack and limitation and dead ends are shadows, he's saying, I need not be fearful of these. Why? For thou art with me. Now, there's so much more we could explore in this beautiful psalm. The words are so familiar, but I invite you to listen as though for the very first time, the 23rd Psalm, and know in your heart that in truth, there are no dead ends. So here are Jay and Bob to musically send us into a great week. Enjoy, and I look forward to seeing you soon.
Is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leads me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they will comfort me all the days of my life, and I'll dwell in the house of the Lord forever. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy, they will follow me all the days of my life, and I'll dwell in the house of the Lord
What a wonderful message this morning, Reverend Karen, anchored by the great musical inspiration of Jay and Bob. Thanks so much to all of you. And now it's time for our offering. Thank you so much for your ongoing financial support of this ministry so that we can continue to support you in prayer, inspiration, encouragement, and opportunities for virtual community and connection like this one. There are 3 easy ways to share your offering. On your screen, you'll see our website where you can select the donate button, which allows you to contribute via PayPal or your credit card. Mail a check to our address shown here on the website, or you can arrange an automatic contribution through your online banking. Now I invite you to take your virtual gift in your hand and place it over your heart, blessing it as you share it. And know this with me, my gift goes forth to heal, to bless, and to prosper. And the divine flow returns it to me, multiplied abundantly. And now let us declare together our offering affirmation. The words are on your screen. I give thanks that I may share of my good, my love, and my support. Thank you so much. And just a reminder that on our website, www.cslsarasota.com, you'll find the green prayer request button, and we invite you to use this to send your prayer request. We have 4 licensed spiritual practitioners, Ron Frost, Jim Grove, Jaron Nelson, and me, who are available to know and affirm spiritual truth with and for you in whatever challenge you may be experiencing. Here on our website, you can also sign up to receive our weekly email newsletter or check out our Facebook page for posts about upcoming events. Upcoming, we'll have Reverend Karen host our next coffee and chat session, which will be on Sunday, October 4th at 11 o'clock via Zoom. Our first session a couple weeks ago was a great time to gather in community to catch up and share what's going on in our lives. No agenda, just time and community and connection, which many of us are missing right now. Details for the Zoom link can be found in our weekly email newsletter and under the events section of our website. Don't miss out. Join us next Sunday at 11. And have you checked out pop-up prayers on our Facebook page or YouTube channel? Each week, Jaron Nelson, one of our licensed spiritual practitioners, posts a short reading and affirmative prayer on a different topic. Chances are that whatever you are seeking to manifest or resolve in your life, Jaron has a prayer for that. And finally, I want to remind you about the weekly spiritual living circles facilitated by licensed spiritual practitioner Jim Grove via Zoom. Every Wednesday evening at 7 o'clock, Jim leads an interesting and uplifting 1-hour discussion of an article from this month's Science of Mind magazine. If you'd like to participate, email Jim and he'll get you all the details. As we conclude this sacred time together, let us affirm that we move forward into our day and the week ahead in health, in love, and in perfect peace. I invite you to listen in or join in singing along our closing song, Let There Be Peace on Earth. Thanks so much for being with us.
And let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be with God our Creator. We are family. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my solemn vow. and live each moment in peace eternal.